Good evening. Would you please join me and stand for the singing of the national anthem by class of 2020 graduate Janice Carranza.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. No, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave, nor the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Please be seated. Bienvenidos, padres de familia de habla hispana. Estamos muy orgullosos de los acontecimientos de sus estudiantes. En nombre de Santan Foothills High School, les deseo a sus hijos un brilloso y próspero futuro. Well, good evening, everybody. This is a little bit of a different ceremony, and I want to thank everybody for your flexibility, and I'm very glad that we're able to do something, at least in these interesting times, to celebrate your accomplishments. My name's Dr. Tim Richard, and I'm the principal here at Santan Foothills High School. Welcome, parents, relatives, faculty, board members, students, and friends to the Santan Foothills graduation ceremony for the class of 2020. I am honored tonight to introduce our representative from the governing board of the Florence Unified School District, Board Member Bob Daly. Mr. Daly does a lot to fight for our school and for resources for our school. Thank you, Mr. Daly. Additionally, we have a special guest in attendance tonight, someone who has been a very strong supporter of public schools and particularly the schools in the Florence Unified School District, and that is Arizona State Representative Mr. David Cook. It is also my pleasure to introduce Dr. Adam Leckie, Assistant Superintendent for Florence Unified School District. We also have special guest Miss Jamie Lopez from Mountain Vista Academy and the Florence Virtual Academy. And we have special guest facilities specialist Mr. Al McVicker. I would also like to honor our teachers who have dedicated countless hours to the education of our students. Please join me in showing our appreciation to our Santan Foothills faculty. Teachers, thank you. All right, let's get this party started, huh? To begin tonight's program, I'd like to welcome our first student speaker, Rex DeCoco.
Good evening, class of 2020. My name is Rex DeCoco, and tonight is a special night for all of us. Tonight is actually extra special for me because both of my grandmas are watching me right now. They don't hear me talk as much as you guys do, so lucky them, I guess. I love you, Lola Rossi, and I hope I make you proud. The world has drastically changed since we last saw each other, but I know for a fact that we transformed with the world as well. Over our extended spring break, some of us became Grammy-winning singers, bakers, even professional Netflix bingers. I, on the other hand, became an artist. Bob Ross once said, all you need to paint is a few tools, a little instruction, and a vision in your mind. So tonight, I'm going to paint you all a picture. I know you don't want to think about yourself as a freshman, but it's necessary for this painting. Your freshman year, you had a clean slate. And for this specific painting, that will serve as your canvas. Over the past 4 years, we were then introduced to the color palette that would define our individual high school experiences. The first colors are the most significant, blue and black. All of our high school memories differ, but what they all have in common is that they wouldn't have happened without the school. To Dr. Richard, our administrative staff, Dr. Leckie, Mr. Daly, Mr. Cook, and the members of the board, we appreciate your dedication to your students, not only here in Santan Foothills, but to the other students in our district. The Florence Unified School District gave us the perfect platform for us to explore ourselves and our interests. Our high school painting has to include the passion that we put into our extracurricular activities. So for this, I would use the color red. From our student council, the heart of our school, who frequently entertained us with assemblies, our baseball and basketball team, who continually inspired us by raising the bar for us all, by bringing home victories, our NHS and HOSA chapter, who dedicated countless hours to the betterment of our school campus and culture. And lastly, the organization that was the focal point of my high school career, the Santan Foothills FBLA chapter, who reigned victorious in their regional, state, and national competitions, as long as they weren't late for curfew. Those are just a few examples of the winning clubs and organizations around our campus. And it's clear that the person that walked on this campus for the first time in the fall of 2016 and the senior who is sitting before me today isn't the same person. For this painting, I would use the color green to symbolize the necessary changes we have all made. We have all flourished, evolved, became a better person than we were yesterday. We didn't let the sight of that bright yellow parking sticker on our car windows ruin our year. Instead, we persevered and overcame the obstacles that we were presented. You should be really proud of yourself for graduating high school, as that not only shows determination, but also tenacity and grit. Lastly, my personal favorite color, yellow. I would use it in this painting to represent positivity. This color would signify moments like watching our enthusiastic teachers put on the concert of the history as the Suttercats, or spending every single late start at the line at Dunkin' Donuts, or even that burst of happiness when you find out that Mr. Weeks curved your test when you get a 3 out of 25. But most importantly, I would use the color yellow because positivity helps us see the light in a seemingly endless dark tunnel. The past few weeks has been a struggle to say the least. However, the positive mindset and the friendships that we have found in each other has helped us contrast the darker shadows. Something that amazes me about life is that we tend to add more color to our painting instead of taking a step back and admiring our hard work. All of the memories you have made along the way makes you one brushstroke closer to finishing a masterpiece. Class of 2020, it's time. Step back and admire your painting, your accomplishments, and your high school memories. Remember, to achieve your goals, all you need is a few tools, a little instruction, and a vision in your mind. You have been given the necessary tools to take on the world, So go out there and create a masterpiece of a lifetime. Thank you.
Great job, Rex. That was awesome.
It's now my honor to introduce the valedictorian and salutatorian for the class of 2020. The valedictorian is the graduate who graduates first in our class. The salutatorian graduates second in our class. Graduating first in the class of 2020 is Made Reese Palacios.
It's weird because I want to hug everyone and give them high fives, and I don't want to get in trouble or something. Anyway, okay. Graduating second in the class is Gregory Ochoa. Next, I'd like to welcome our second student speaker for the evening and our student body president. Please welcome Jessica Stiltner.
Hello, class of 2020, family, friends, staff, Dr. Leckie, Mr. Bob Daly, and members of the board. Seniors, you've heard my voice hundreds of times, whether it be on the intercom, shouting at assemblies, during the strenuous hours with my FBLA or student council families, or even just my loud laugh in the hallways. For your own sanity, you'll be glad to know that this will be the final time. My name is Jessica Stiltner, and I, for this last hour, can say that I am Santan Foothills Student Body President. Tonight is about capturing a special moment in time. If a photo was taken of us all right now, it would be the final frame of our high school career. But before we head our separate ways, I want to take you back through some of the thousands of snapshots captured on our journey to this moment. Our first photo would show us at freshman orientation. You walked in trying to stick your stake into what was the new social pool. Shoulders back, phone out, and eyes darting in hopes of finding someone familiar. As you nervously clutched a school map in one clammy hand and a folded class schedule you got in the mail days before in the other, you heard a bellowing chant arise from the enthusiastic man in front of you. He was basically a freshman himself, Dr. Richard. I think I speak for us all when I say, "Hold down that saber cat spirit" is one of our favorite phrases from high school, even if it was because it meant that we could go to lunch early. Something you don't realize as a freshman is life shutter speed slows down for no one. As you trudged across the courtyard, taking your cautious first steps, those moments would soon flash by and become the proud struts to this very stage. As Ansel Adams once said, you don't take a photograph, you make it. Just as we would make history here at Santan Foothills, not only as the first class from Santan Foothills to graduate all 4 years under FUSD, during a global pandemic, may I add, but also we are a class who contributed to some of our most coveted achievements in athletics, academics, and the arts. As we scroll through our camera roll of memories, while there are some moments of losses, let's focus on our wins. For some, it may have been winning that nail-biting game, finishing the dreaded saber cat lap, or for me, being able to do the morning announcements without stumbling over my words. As you linger around those moments, you're left reminiscing on your high school years. The undeveloped black and white film from the past 4 years seems simple, but holds so much bright history. Key frames from your high school experience flashed in front of your eyes. Your class winning the spirit stick at assemblies, getting your ASVAB and ACT scores, experiencing those last state conferences, and even that one sumo wrestling match between Dr. Richards and Miss Shore's junior year. As those fleeting moments come to an end, you end up right back here, in this moment. Now, before we take this final snapshot together, I want to ask you, no, not whether you want this picture in portrait or landscape, but rather where you envision yourself in 5 years. While we will all have different themes and paths in our lives' photo albums, I can see the candidates now. Some of you will be graduating college, others trade school, some the military, and some tackling the workforce. For a few of you, the journey of our lives starts now. All you have to do is capture it. Time for the perfect picture. So, slow down for a second, take a little time to find your good side, and look at the sea of blue caps and gowns around you. You have a long, beautiful life ahead of you, and without the help of our amazing teachers, counselors, admin team, custodians, and all of those in between, we would have never have gotten to this last picture. So if you guys are down, I would like to take a last senior class photo with you guys. Is that okay? Okay. Ooh. 3, 2, 1, click. In this snapshot, we did that. Whatever the rest of your photo album looks like, you can always look back at this picture. Look back at this memory and know that some of your biggest supporters are the ones surrounding you tonight. Your camera roll is just starting to fill, and your photo album is in the works. Go out, make more memories, and now and then look back on these photos with pride in where you came from. The spirit of the SaberCat lives on in all of us and will always be a home to come back to. Thank you to all who helped along the way, because class of 2020, we've made it. Congratulations and thank you.
Hey, SaberCats. It's kind of quiet in here. A little low on energy. I got to give a speech right now. What should I do?
What's that? One last time. One last time. Come on. Pull it down. SaberCat spirit. Yeah. We still got it. Woo! All right. That's just what I needed. Mr. Daly, members of the school board and district administration, I am proud to report that the Santan Foothills High School class of 2020 have met the state and district requirements for graduation. As a high school principal, I've presided over 8 graduation ceremonies in my career. And this is the one that I have the most mixed emotions about. On the one hand, I've been looking forward to this day for 4 years to celebrate this moment with you guys. But on the other hand, I'm going to miss you. We all started here together in 2016 when we took this school over from Coolidge, and we came into this strange kind of consolidation thing that had never been done before. And you guys are my people, and you're leaving. And I'm going to miss you guys. We've had a great time. I believe very strongly that one of the things you should always do in life is to try to leave things better than how you found them. With that in mind, I like to highlight a few examples of that. And while you may or may not have participated in many of these programs I'm going to mention, you were still a part of their success. And you can share in taking the credit for their accomplishments, because these last 4 years, good or bad, we all did this together. So let's think back to what school was like in July of 2016 when we first got to this campus. First of all, there was no student council. Back in 2016, we didn't even have that organization. But by 2018, our student council received state recognition as a council of distinction. Over the past 4 years,
our student council have been the guardians of school spirit and school culture. And next year, we have over 50 students signed up to be in this important leadership program. Over the past
4 years, your class has led award-winning programs in HOSA and Future Business Leaders of America. Today, our school has thriving student leadership programs because you, the class of 2020, are leaving this school better than how you found it. In 2016, we didn't have a unified sports program for our exceptional students, giving them an opportunity to participate in athletic competition. Today, we have a proud and exciting
unified sports program that is supported by everybody in the SaberCat community. In 2016, we didn't have a cheer team.
We didn't have cheer mats. We didn't have cheer uniforms. But by 2018, our cheer team had won a state championship. This year, they were
Fourth in the state. Palm finished third, and five-man stunt also finished third. The cheer program is thriving at Santan Foothills High School because you, the class of 2020, are leaving this school better than how you found it. In the summer of
2016, we inherited a losing football team that didn't have any uniforms, helmets, or shoulder pads. That first year, our varsity football team won 6 games. In 2017, they made it to the state playoffs for only the second time in school history. This year, the football
team established an excellent culture of work ethic, both on and off the field, that will continue long into the future. The class of 2020 is leaving this program better than how they found it.
Let's talk about volleyball. In 2016, our school didn't even have a volleyball net. Well, 4 years later, this season, our volleyball team had
the most wins in school history. In 2016, we didn't have a cross-country team.
This year, our runners worked really hard, and they had a very successful season to remember. Our fall sports programs are set up for long-term success because you, the class of 2020, are leaving this school better than how you found it. In 2016, on my first day on campus, I walked into the gym. Many of the light bulbs were out. There were no nets on the basketball rims. There were no uniforms for the basketball teams. And we didn't even have a scorer's table. And only a small percentage of our male and female athletes participated in the program. My, how things have changed. Not only have we fixed up the facilities in our gyms and gotten uniforms for everyone, but this year we had the highest participation rate of female student athletes in our girls basketball program. And then another first, our boys basketball
program was so successful that they hosted and won the first ever state playoff game in our school's history. Our wrestling program
and boys and girls soccer programs also had seasons that were enjoyable to watch as our SaberCats represented our school with honor and pride. Our winter sports programs are flourishing because you, the class of 2020, are leaving this school better than how you found it. Our spring sports season is going to be the toughest to talk about. They represent so much unfulfilled potential. Our golf program had the highest student participation rate ever. I was really looking forward to seeing what they were going to do. Our softball program has been steadily improving over the past 4 years, and the same can be said for the tennis team.
Our track team had the highest ever number of students sign up and commit to the program, and they look to be off to a great start. 4 years ago, in 2016,
the school only had 8 baseball players. I think you need 9. We had a rundown field with dugouts in disrepair. And something really cool happened. I really enjoyed watching our baseball team grow. I watched them and their families build a great sense of community as they came together and made improvements to the field through parent involvement and community volunteerism. The student athletes of the baseball team also always maintained a high team grade point average and took care of business off the field by keeping their grades up. This set a great example of what it means to be an exemplary student athlete. Their hard work paid off rather quickly when they represented our school in the state championship game in 2018. And even though they came up short, we all know that this year was going to be their year
to bring home a state championship to Santan Foothills High School. Graduates of the class of 2020,
If you are a student athlete who is planning to play a spring sport this year, you were denied that opportunity through no fault of your own. You didn't get to spring off the starting blocks and sprint around the track. You didn't have a chance to absorb the vibration of a tennis racket hitting the ball or watch a golf ball soar off into the desert sunset. You didn't get to scoop up a grounder in the spring grass and throw the softball to first base for an out. You missed out on that feeling of shared camaraderie as you chew sunflower seeds in the dugout with your baseball teammates during a close game in the 7th inning. These experiences were taken from you. Someone who knew a great deal about loss of experiences was Viktor Frankl, a man who had everything taken from him during World War II. And he once wrote, "The one thing that you can't take away from me is the way I choose to respond to what you do to me. The last of one's freedoms is to choose one's attitude in any given circumstance." Well, my attitude is this. Given this circumstance, I have imagined 1,000 times that you did play this spring sports season, and you ran like the wind and bounced across the tennis courts and glided across golf courses and softball fields and baseball fields, and that you did win championships, championship rings, every single one of you, in every sport. So if you're a spring sports athlete here at Santan Foothills High School, we didn't get a chance to cheer for you this season. Would you please stand for a moment, and will everyone join me in applauding these young men and women?
athletics is the heart of a school. And
Our school's heartbeat is strong tonight because you, the class of 2020, are leaving this school better than how you found it. We aren't just a school of sports. We have many academic accomplishments to be proud of too. In 2016, this school scored in the single digits on state testing scores in reading, writing, and math. For too many years before 2016, there was a culture on this campus that held people down by what some refer to as the soft bigotry of low expectations. That all started to change when your class showed up. In 2016, we didn't have any honors classes. We only had 3 advanced placement courses. You were freshmen then, and many of you worked hard, and you responded academically to the challenges presented to you by your teachers and administration and your parents. By 2017, we had the highest growth on state testing scores of any high school in Pinal County. Today, we now have over 10 honors classes and 14 advanced placement classes. We're the only high school in Pinal County to offer the AP Capstone Diploma and the AVID program. Last year, the Advanced Ed Accreditation Team visited our campus. They independently reviewed and rated our school. They commented that our school has a culture of learning and collaboration that was highly evident. Academics is the mind of a school. And today, our mind is highly active and intelligent because you, the class of 2020, are leaving this school better than how you found it. In 2016, we only had 6 kids in the band program. We didn't offer any art classes. And in 2017, we ended up going a whole year without a dance program. Today, our band sounds great. We have over 50 students signed up for marching band next year. We have more students signed up for art classes than ever before. Our dance classes will be full next year. The arts are the soul of the school. And the soul of our school is strong tonight because you, the class of 2020, are leaving this school better than how you found it. Hopefully tonight, I have laid out before you a very strong case of how you are leaving this school better than how you found it. And in a few short moments, you will walk across this stage with your diploma, and you must embark on a new challenge. I am counting on you, and quite frankly, the world is counting on you to make it better than how you found it once you leave this school. For old people like me and your parents, the greater outside world was pretty much the same when we entered high school as it was when we left high school. I'm not so sure that your class will be able to say that. You will exit high school into a challenged world and a changed world that's focused on discussions and debates about issues such as equality, freedom versus security, the economy, technology, privacy, healthcare, humanity, fairness, and justice. You will enter a challenging adult world. Robert F. Kennedy once said, "All of us might wish at times that we lived in a more tranquil world, but we don't. And if our times are difficult and perplexing, so are they challenging and filled with opportunity." Challenging as the world may seem, remember it is filled with opportunity. An opportunity for you to enter the great challenges that stand before us with confidence, of knowing that you were part of this great class of 2020 and that you can leave things better than how you found them. I challenge you now, in your own big or small way, to do this for the world. And do it with some SaberCat spirit. You know that among your classmates, you will always have a shoulder to lean on and a friend to turn to. I will always remember the class of 2020 as an awesome group of kids that helped me change Santan Foothills High School into a place for greatness. Congratulations to the class of 2020.
You guys want to get some diplomas? All right, so we normally get to do like a graduation practice, and we didn't get to do that. So just a disclaimer, this might be different, but we're going to do our best. So let's roll with it, guys. It's going to be fun, okay? So let's get some diplomas going here, okay? All right. You ready, Mr. Perales? I told you we didn't practice.
Jordan James. Paul Talley. Tarina Seidman. Jordan Morgan. Gannon Mansfield. Jacob Cohen. Jack McLaren. Nicanor Martinez III. Jacob Manolo. Cameron Carney. Molly Randolph. Asani Ranice Riley. Emily Beaver. Nicole Gowan. Grayson Shockley. Savannah Scarborough. Logan Biesmeyer. Emily Saltz. Olivia Shippey. Ariela Borges. Alex Flores. Santan Foothills Student Body President Jessica Stiltner. Santan Foothills FBLA State Officer Rex Anthony DeCoco. Santan Foothills Salutatorian Gregory Ochoa. AP Capstone Program Completer and Santan Foothills Valedictorian Marai Ruiz Palacios. Janice Carranza. Jose Jalapeño Romo. Lorenzo Cesar Cruz. Jacob Begley. Receiving the AP Capstone Seminar and Research Certificate, Trevin Badger. Matthew Sullivan. Brianna Bischofer. Receiving the AP Capstone Seminar and Research Certificate, Marquesa Hoffman. Alex Perez. Maya Bigay. Sheldon Schwartz. Dakari Rollins. Lillian Pazwinski. My niece, Madison Monroe Placencio. Abigail Latham. Angelica Gonzalez. Amicia Blasingame. Nathaniel Lutz. Vanessa Castillo. Cheyenne Swinton. Ángel Jasso de Jesus. Tyler John Reyes, FBLA President. William Richardson. Mia Farfan. Citlali Garcia. Jaden Acevedo. Jack Rousseau. Christian Zeman. Malia Allen. Colby Jones. Randy Medina. Jacoby LeBron Wilson. Dustin Figuli. Madison Figuli. Alex Hernandez. Freddie Velez. Kevin Tucker. Nick Tucker. Cassandra Zambrano. Kevin Anthony Holgan. Brian Aranda. Joshua Neary. Anthony Romero. Lucas Tokarski. Joseph Hollander. Madison Wing. Devon Sneed. Rebecca Nicole Cotherman. Alexis Victoria Leon. Joseph Padilla. David Corral. Zoe Roebuck. Selena Story. Kelvin Prince Liu. Justine Gama. Madison Davis. Kiara Perez. Madison Dunn. Isaiah Delt. Sade Delt. AP Capstone Program completer Haley Armstrong. Jalen Hewings. Ethan Haftings. Mike Perez. Daylin Thrower. Jacob Bello. Noah Irestone. Ezra Bren Esker. Isaiah Castro. Morgana Later. Isai Pratt. Tanner Doolin. Blake Carpenter. Xavier Jenkins. Kobe Benali. Sergio Padilla. Cody Walsh. Devon White. Scott Gerard. Tyler Jones. Gage Rowley. Destiny Dijan-Batista. Eli Spence. Skylar Bowman. Dominique Williams. Camille Rose McKillop. Dylan Mueller. Eduardo Sales. Miranda Malika Mo. Sydney Phillips. Mason Porter. Haley Schultz. Noah Van Lanningham. James Leone. Gabriella Payne. Justice Valentine Cagnolati. Alexis Jade Sanchez. Wilder Luis Gonzalez. Damian Lyon. Jesse Reed. Tessa Corsentino. Eric Geiger. Jalen Slocum. Sean Clark. Jasmine Gray. Jonathan Larson Jr. Harley Weller. Samantha Shearhouse. Maximus Yepes. Rebecca West. Frank Guerra. Kagan Bidakt. Omar Hernandez. Aaliyah Gray. Isaiah Marin. Grayson Hussar. Michael Sims. William Nagore. Brian Escalante Mendoza. Malachi Begay. Candidate for the AP Capstone Seminar and Research Certificate, Elizabeth Verser. Jaden Alize Skinner. Kaylee Knight. Cassandra Larez. Peyton Height. Mackenzie Martinez. Alexander Lee. Jade Janae Lee. Hannah Suniga. Jose Trujillo. Marisela Mercado. What's up, Joaquin? How you doing? Good, how are you? Joaquin Terrazon. Asante Sneed. Tyreek Davis. Alasia Daniels. Haley Becker. Geraldine Wagoner. Jasmine Adams. Caitlin Holliker. Elizabeth Lancaster. Sydney Ridzak. Dane Castelli. Frankie Gulko. AP Capstone completer Laura Zuniga. Tiffany McClellan. Dylan Barasa. Gustavo Vargas Gonzalez. Soraya Valenzuela. Savannah Rassau. Marlene Cruz.
Please welcome Mr. Bob Daly, member of the Florence Unified School District Governing Board, to the podium.
On behalf of the Florence Unified District School Board, Dr. Richard, I accept your 2020 class. Okay, 2020 class graduates, please stand. You may now move your tassel from the right to the left side of your cap, signifying that you have graduated. Ladies and gentlemen in the audience, I present to you your 2020 class of Santan Foothills High School. Throw those caps, kids.
I wish somebody would have told me, babe, that someday these will be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you won't regret. Someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of these good old days.
I was thinking about the band, I was thinking about the fans. We were underground, loading merch in that 12-passenger van, in a small club in Minnesota, and the snow outside of First Ave. I just wanted my name and a star. Now look at where we at, still growing up, still growing up. I would lay in my bed and dream about what I've become. Couldn't wait to get older, couldn't wait to be some. Now that I'm here, wishing I was still young. Those good old days.
I wish somebody would have told me, babe, that someday these would be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you won't regret. 'Cause someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of the good old days.
Wish I didn't think I had the answers. Wish I didn't drink all of that glass first. Wish I made it to homecoming. Got up the courage to ask her. Wish I would've gotten out of my shell. Wish I put the bottle back on that shelf. Wish I wouldn't have worried about what other people thought and felt comfortable with myself. Rooftop open, and the stars above. Moment frozen, sneaking out and falling in love. Me, you, and that futon. We just begun. On the grass dreaming, figuring out who I was. Those good old days.
I wish somebody would have told me, babe, that someday these would be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you won't regret. 'Cause someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of the good old days.
Never thought we'd get we're still young. Maybe you always look back and think it was better than it was. Maybe these are the moments. Maybe I've been missing what it's about. Been scared of the future, thinking about the past while missing out on now. We've come so far. I guess I'm proud, and I ain't worried about the wrinkles around my smile. I got some scars, I've been around. I felt some pain, I've seen some things, but I'm here now. Those good old days.